Hello, I'm Yesenia Taveras. Welcome to La Conexión, The Connection, a television show that seeks to connect the Hispanic community to programs and services that are in support of them. NAMI Delaware is a statewide organization that continues to support, educate, and advocate for individuals and their families who are dealing with mental health illness. I have here with us Chuck Tarver, who is going to tell us a little bit about the organization and the type of services it provides. Welcome to the show.
It's good to be here.
It's great to have you. Can we start off with just basically letting us know who NAMI Delaware is?
Okay, well, NAMI Delaware is part of a national organization known as NAMI, or the National Alliance on Mental Illness. We specifically are NAMI Delaware, just as there's a NAMI Maryland, a NAMI Pennsylvania, so on and so forth. So we are the state organization for the National Alliance on Mental Illness here in Delaware. The focus of the organization is to provide support for individuals living with mental illness. And because mental illness is a disease that affects the family as well, we provide supports for the family additionally.
And how did this organization get started?
Best way to describe both the national organization and our local organization is as a kitchen table organization. Family members literally gathered in people's homes to found this organization. The national organization was founded in 1979, so it's going to celebrate 35 years this year. Delaware's chapter was founded in 1983, so we're actually one of the older ones of the organization. And again, just like the national kitchen table organization, founded in 1983, so we're celebrating our 30th year, which we've just been having a ball all year. We're going to run that through to June when we change. So that's how the organization got started. Family members said, how can we provide for our loved ones who are dealing with these illnesses, and how can we advocate and get services for our loved ones?
Now, is it safe to say that there was a need for an organization like this in Delaware? I mean,
Absolutely.
You can have someone that you are working with and may not know that they have a mental illness.
Absolutely.
So what is it that you feel that was a necessity to have an organization like this in Delaware?
So the reason that the organization got started is mental illness affects people in so many different ways. But one of the ways that it affects people is in dealing with behavior and in dealing with their ability to lead a normal life. So if you have people who are constantly getting into trouble with the law, or dealing with homelessness, or issues related to violence, either because they're vulnerable and being attacked, or because they're out of control and perhaps aggressive toward other people, then you've got a whole level of problems. And there were literally no services to really try to provide for these folks. And I'll give you a prime example. Let's take homelessness. I did mention that. NAMI Delaware owns 60 houses throughout the state of Delaware. So one of the things that these family members discovered is that we've got people with no place to live. How can we structure an organization to provide for them?
Okay. And how can one get involved with your organization?
You can get involved with us very easily, and we are always looking for volunteers. The general number, which is the helpline number, which is 888-427-2643, and I'm going to say it again, 888-427-2643. All of our lines come through the same place, so I'll just kind of give the helpline number. That also connects to the office as well.
So what are some of the other programs that the organization provides?
So we do a wide variety of programs, again, and the best way to look at it is those programs that are designed to serve peers directly, and those are people who are living with mental illness or living in recovery.
Okay.
And we have several programs designed to affect peers, and then we've got programs that are designed to focus on family members, and we've got several that deal with those as well. On the peer side, we've got a 10-week course called Peer to Peer, which is designed to teach people how to live in recovery, how to develop those skills where they recognize when their illness is coming on, what those triggers are, and how to keep themselves well. We also have a program which is a drop-in. It's a less formal program where we have several weekly meetings of peers where they get together and again provide support for one another. Again, dealing with how do I keep well? Okay. How do I recognize signs that perhaps I need to get to a doctor or perhaps I need to talk with someone? And that's on the peer side. That's something called NAMI Connection, where they can come once a week. And we have several meetings throughout the state that deal with those. On the family side, again, we've got a formal program called Family to Family, and that's a 12-week program, just like going to school for 12 weeks, where people can learn how to support and advocate for family members who are living with mental illness. And we also have an informal drop-in meeting. Those are on a monthly basis, monthly support meetings that happen again throughout the state where people can drop in and get support that they need. And people can find out about all of those dates and times by calling the helpline.
Wonderful. And now mental health illness can affect all nationalities.
Absolutely.
How are you reaching out to the Latino community?
That, for us, is something that we're really focusing on a lot this year. On our staff, presently, we don't have any bilingual folks. We do have some bilingual volunteers, but we are actively seeking grants and things of that nature so that we can improve that part of our staff and actually get people out who can provide the kind of language skill services that we need to reach out to that community. And we also, of course, know that it's one language, many communities, so we've got some cultural training and things that we're doing to just really try to relate to people, to reach out to folks and meet them where they are. So, for example, one of our volunteers who's involved with our helpline, for us, it's a little bit difficult when somebody calls and needs support in Spanish. If she's not there, you know, we have to go to voicemail or take a message, and then when she comes in, she handles it. But we'd like to move beyond that.
Okay. So before we leave, if there is a Hispanic person watching who is interested in perhaps volunteering some services for the organization, where do they have to go or who can they contact?
The best number to call us is the helpline number, and that's at 888-427-2643.
Okay.
That's the best number always to reach us. Our offices are located right here in the city of Wilmington, 2400 West 4th Street. And I always tell people it's on the 24 bus line because we have a lot of folks. That's the best way for them to get to us. And we're just a couple of blocks from Lancaster Avenue, which is on the 4. So we are easily accessible. And so people can come in. I'm the person who coordinates the volunteers. Okay. So I'm always looking for volunteers. And I'll be honest, I'm always looking for volunteers, even when they don't know I'm looking at them as a volunteer. So, so I'll hear somebody who's bilingual, and next thing you know, I'm approaching them, it's like, how would you like to? So I do that.
Okay,
yeah.
Wonderful. Well, Chuck, that's all the time we have, but thank you so much for sharing this information
Yesenia.
with us.
It's been great being here.
Thank you for having you.
All right.
Stay tuned. We'll return after these short messages.